you're a little bit more kind of within, you know, not in a bad way at all. Like, this is actually very enlightening, and it's helping you upgrade and progress in advance in your transformation. Like, this is the reason why you have been skyrocketing in the shifts and transformations and upgrades compared to a lot of people who have also heard the call, but maybe were a little bit more hesitant to make those changes or to go on that journey. It's not an easy journey to go through. So for the ones of you who have answered that calling and gone through these transformations and changes within, you know, if nobody's recognized you for it, or if you haven't shared this with anybody, or if it's been more so like a personal thing, I mean, I can see it. Like, Spirit is showing it to me. There's been a lot of hard work and dedication. And again, maybe a little bit of solitude and maybe loneliness because of how much you've been changing. It's like maybe the people around you haven't been able to keep up with it because you've been shifting a lot. You know, this is a very transformative year and a very transformative period. Like, that's literally what the 1111 portal is about. It's literally crossing through a portal and having that massive shift and change and how things start to speed up and manifest for you. So yes, it seems like it's some form of continuation from the advice of Spirit in the last reading, talking about the Hermit, and kind of keeping a lot of the celebrations and wins and manifestations to yourself, because we picked up on this energy that maybe there were some people in your environment that were not very supportive or conducive to your growth and your success. And the reason why it showed up that way in the last reading was because it maybe wasn't convenient for them. That you would be so independent and realize your worth and like your transformation, and how much more value you now bring to the table because you've transmuted a lot of the lessons. Like, you've applied it to your life and you've integrated it, and you've become the 2.0 or 3.0 or 4.0 version of yourself. So you're upgrading, but maybe a lot of people don't resonate with it, or they're not able to connect with you on this because maybe you shifted and upgraded very fast. Like, you heard the calling, you took the action, you started to put the work forth and the manifestations forth, and maybe you started to upgrade in such a rapid level that you might have felt alone or in solitude, because not a lot of people kept up with you. Like, maybe they were too afraid to go through this transformation. And so it might have been like a solo ride. But again, remember, you're not alone by any means. You have a group of guides and guardian angels and an entire divine light team that is there to support you on your journey. And it's not like you only pray when you need something. It's like, have a relationship with them, have open communication, and your days are going to be a lot brighter. And I see that you've already achieved a lot of this. Like, you found that light within, that it doesn't matter where you are, if you're traveling or if you're in a new place or a new land or in some kind of new beginning, feeling a little bit by yourself. Like, maybe you're the only one in your family or in your circle that has arrived this far, and it's like you're sitting back and you're kind of reflecting on the things that have happened and the things that you have achieved, like the stairway to your success, to your victory, or to this new upgrade. Like, you could see the stairway going up. It's like your entire journey to the top of the mountain, because you're literally on the top of the mountain. So this leads me to believe you've achieved a milestone. And yes, this is actually part of what the 1111 portal is. It's achieving a major milestone and aligning energetically with the portal, so that the portal is going to propel your transformation. So it's like you walk through that pillar of the 1111, and then your life begins to shift and transform and upgrade, and things just start to manifest. You start to receive a lot of it in a tangible way. And so, yeah, despite of the confusion or the illusion, or kind of like the lack of clarity, or people trying to project onto you, you know, because we see some snakes and we see some bats in there. So yeah, maybe some sneaky energy, maybe a little bit of fogginess in the past that kind of might have caused the anxiety or the doubt or the fear or hesitation in the past. Like, this is no longer the energy that you're in. Like, you've moved forward, you're sitting at the top of the mountain, like you've achieved a milestone, and you're taking a step back and you're really just digesting everything that you've gone through, because you're seriously a transformed being. You have emotional mastery with the King of Cups, over yourself, over your path, over your journey. Now you're able to be calm within, therefore the ocean is calm without. And so the reason it's coming in the reverse as well, this is the second message that I received from this card, is that there was some kind of emotional manipulation with some of the connections and relationships around you. And this is what created the fog. This is what created the fog. This is what created the illusion of confusion. Or maybe there was 2 things or 3 things that you wanted most, but other people kind of started to pitch in and maybe project onto you or try and lead you in a different direction. I'm not sure what this would be specifically, but it caused some kind of like confusion and a little bit of self-doubt. And maybe a feeling of undecisiveness, but it wasn't coming from you. It was coming from people projecting onto you, and I'm picking up a little bit of emotional manipulation through a masculine energy. Again, doesn't necessarily have to be a man. I'm talking like energy-wise, it's a masculine energy. And it might be like an older person in your life, because I see the gray hairs. So somebody in a position of power, or somebody in a position of... I don't know, maybe they make it look like they're in a position of power, but somebody older, masculine energy, some kind of emotional manipulation coming through that energy that created this like confusion and undecisiveness. But again, it wasn't coming from you, it was coming from their projection. And so now Page of Cups, like you're refreshed, you're renewed because you've realized this. And so you've gained a lot of the excitement and a lot of the positivity, and just right now, you're in this energy where you're truly manifesting, you're truly aligning with your highest timeline, and you're believing in the impossible. So that means you're going for your dreams. That means you're going for your visions. It's like, you know, the things that you used to dream about, they're coming about, like slowly but surely, things are manifesting for you. And so you're back in this like childlike energy of like joy and bliss. Or you're starting to connect with this energy more because you've realized that this energy was not coming from you. Like you've known what you wanted all along. And that's why you've been on this very long journey. That's why you've been on this really long journey, because you understood that it was going to take a transformational, transitional process for you to arrive there. And so yes, a very long journey, but you have arrived at the point where yes, you crossed the portal, and so for the next days to come, you're going to start seeing very tangible results of the manifestations. And so yes, there is no undecisiveness, there is no confusion or kind of people projecting onto you anymore, because you've realized and you've regained your childlike nature and believing in yourself. And you're really just finding passion within your projects, finding passion in your daily life, and what you're doing now is something that brings that passion naturally. So again, we had this card in the last reading, so a lot of this energy is just carrying forth. And so yes, 9 of Cups, yes, it is a fulfillment of your desires, but they try to project that maybe you didn't have as many options available to you, or maybe they didn't share the vision, but they try to make it seem like you were kind of just going to fall on your face if you took this risk, or if you went for this thing that you were going to, I don't know, like they just didn't share the vision with you, and so they try to project a lot of their fears and emotional manipulation and limitations onto you. And so yes, this is your fulfillment, but don't allow them to take that away from you. That's why the 9 of Cups is in the reverse, because they want to project maybe their own limitations. I don't know. I don't think anybody just has that intention to be a negative influence. I think they do it subconsciously, or they're running a program in their mind, or maybe they, I don't know, do it from like a lower awareness kind of mind state. I don't know who would do something like that, because it seems like they're in an age or in a stage of their life where they should be matured and seasoned because of what they've been through. But in the reverse, it shows immaturity. It shows that there hasn't been growth in certain areas of their life, and therefore maybe that's why they tried to project onto you. But again, nothing to worry about, nothing to even pay attention to, because you've overcome. And that's mostly why you're in this like solitude kind of energy, because you realize that some of the people around you had some emotional pulls or strings on you, or maybe some kind of emotional manipulation that made you lose clarity, or come into some kind of undecisiveness that was not really coming from you, but from their projections. But again, this is the final outcome card for the reading. It's the Queen of Wands. Yes, you're harnessing that fire energy, and that's how you're burning through these cycles. That's how you're burning through these patterns. That's how you're burning through the cords that they might have wanted to attach to you, to emotionally manipulate you or siphon energy. It's like you're burning through it with the element of fire. So again, your passions are just taking over, and you don't necessarily have to even think or worry about any of this kind of like sketchy energy or unevolved energy. And so yeah, the advice for spirit is, yes, shine your light. Like really just do the things that make you happy at this time, because it is so important. This month, again, it's not just the fact that we had the 11/11 portal. It is the month of celebrations, because you're harvesting. It is Thanksgiving. It is not to say like holiday wise, but if you wanted to think about gratitude and the things that you have achieved up until this point, like this is a month of harvesting a lot of that, everything that you put through to get to this place. You've been on a really long journey. And so yes, advice from spirit is to focus on the things that make you happy right now, and don't even think about their energies. Like if you have to stay in a place of solitude, again, this is not the same message for everybody, but if you have to be in the light, to really harness your own light, and to really hone in on that and harness it, do so, because this is going to lead to your fulfillment. And not just fulfillment, but your independence and your freedom. This is the happiest card in the deck. So focus on the things that make you happy. If you have time, this is something that I'm picking up for somebody out there. Sunbathe. Like, you have no idea the kind of shift you would have in your energy, in your day, if you literally just set 5 minutes aside or 3 minutes aside just to sit under the sun. And I know it sounds like something very simple, but for somebody out there, this message is coming in strongly, that the sunlight is really going to recharge you and upgrade you, so that you can channel a lot of this passionate energy, and you can bring a lot more warmth into your life. So yes, with this being said, this is all I have for this reading. Take care.